It says going live. It is on air live.
Nice.
I'm gonna switch off my thing here. Okay.
We're good?
Yep, let me just see.
Let me take care of that.
Hey.
Alright. Alright, so intro.
Intro. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little thing here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, people. This is the Whiskey Rebels on the Voluntary Virtues Network. I'm Jason. I'm here with my buddy Eros. We're going to have a little chat about the importance of prepping for when the shit hits the fan. Bear with us. This is only our second try at this show thing. So I'm working on not saying or every other fucking word. Eros is working on not scratching his balls on camera. You there, Eros?
I'm still here, man. I'm with you.
Okay. Don't scratch your balls. All right, or at least get it all out of the way before we start.
I'll take care of it now.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. So our topic today is going to be prepping, and when the shit hits the fan. We're definitely not experts. We just think it's a very valuable and important topic to discuss and to think about. We may have some experts on for future shows that may be able to give a more detailed overview of this topic. But today we're just going to go over the basics of it and things that everybody should worry about. So, Eros, let me just go ahead and get your views on this. What do the phrases "when the shit hits the fan" and "prepping" mean to you?
You still there?
Yeah. Would you go out for a second?
No, yeah, you froze up on me.
Oh shit.
Did you still see me?
I don't know.
Alright, that's cool. That was an intro, though. That's fine. You paused, and that was it.
Well, where did I leave off?
No, it was just the intro, right at the end.
You get the scratching balls thing?
Yeah.
Did you get the experts thing?
Uh, you're talking about the future shows. Probably having some
Yeah.
their shit. And to be honest with you, man, I think this is one of the most important subjects.
Yeah.
One of the few things that we can do that we have control over. I mean, it's actually that's kind of the point of this fucking show right now. All right, so
Okay, so what do
WTSHTF.
yeah, what are the phrases WTSHTF and prepping mean to you, Eros?
What does it mean to me? All right, pause for that. Give me a second. All right, ask me that again.
What do the phrases "when the shit hits the fan" and "prepping" mean to you?
All right, well, when the shit hits the fan, I think there's got to be two criteria. It has to be widespread, and the outcome is uncertain. What I mean by that is a hurricane doesn't qualify for a shit hits the fan situation. Normally, hurricane hits, we know the duration, we know what's gonna happen. Most of the time, people are prepared because they're warned. But in the end, even if there's damage done, uh, it's business as usual after that. So, the way I define it, man, is a widespread event that disrupts the ability for people to be able to provide for themselves their basic needs like food, clothing, water, shelter. Uh, and I wanted to add one more thing to that: defense. Something that a lot of people don't talk about when they talk about basic needs. I think it's extremely important now to consider defense as a fundamental need, right next to water and food. Uh, and of course, that would be guns. Uh,
Well, I got all that down the talk about that protection.
we had that down at the bottom.
Yeah, I got a whole outline.
Well, I want to make it clear that everybody talks about their basic needs, fundamental needs: water, food, clothing, shelter. Right? Those are the four main needs. But rarely do I hear anybody adding in defense. Right? I think it's just as important to talk about that because we see now that that shit's been taken away. Uh, well, there's the attempt to take. I don't want to say gun rights, man. I don't. Let's pause here for a minute, man. I don't like that whole fucking gun rights thing because that implies that it's given to us by the Constitution. You know what I mean? Everybody always wants to refer back to the Constitution for their ability to defend themselves.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's fucking
Yeah,
retarded,
I'm
man.
not. That is retarded.
Like if I like I'm telling you, I'm giving you permission to defend yourself. What if I don't give you permission to defend yourself? That means you're gonna, allow somebody to rape you? That would be horrible. It'd be weird. Anyways, I'm getting off point. Sorry, man.
So, well, so I'll just go over what I think of when the shit hits the fan and prepping.
All right.
Is that what I think of it is when the shit hits the fan is some kind of major event, situation that just completely knocks you out of your normal everyday life. Something that you usually can't predict down, for when it's going to happen, and it really can be a danger to you or your family. Um, so that's basically when the shit hits the fan. It can be a complete, some people think it's like some zombie apocalypse, some nuclear crazy, nuclear winter or something crazy, but it doesn't. Those are misconceptions. That it doesn't have to be like that. It can be anything from a natural disaster, hurricanes, earthquakes, storms, to things like financial collapse, martial law, anything like that. Even something like major illness or something that's very unexpected that you can prepare for. And prepping to me means just being prepared. It's kind of a stupid word, preppers, but it's basically, it's just short for being prepared. And I don't like how people think about it. People think, oh, preppers, they're kooks, they're crazy, and on Discovery Channel they have these doomsday preppers who are out there building these bomb shelters and all kinds of crazy shit. But what we want to talk about today is not the crazy shit. It's just the basic things that every person should prepare for and should at least start thinking about and getting their mindset about, so that when one of these situations occurs, which it most likely will, you'll be at least ready for it in mindset, and hopefully prepared to survive it and thrive during this.
Okay, yeah, I want to add something to that, man. I agree. When the shit hits the fan, a situation like that has to be widespread. Uh, a local natural disaster that occurs every year doesn't really call for when the shit hits the fan scenario.
Well, it's still something you got to prep for.
No, you do, and I think
It, I know it was a lot of it was caused by centralized government control and FEMA and all that, but Hurricane Katrina is a very good example of what a hurricane can do, what a natural disaster, even if you know it's coming, can still fuck up a lot of shit, change people's lives, and have anything, even just the power going out for 2 or 3 days is the shit hitting the fan for your average person. Your average person only has 2 or 3 days of food, 2 or 3 days worth of food in their pantry or their refrigerator. And a lot of times in the refrigerator, if the power goes out, they're screwed. It's going to spoil. So I think that natural disasters are actually some of the most common times when the shit hits the fan and what you should be prepared for. It isn't that's what I was saying. It doesn't have to be a zombie apocalypse. I think that's a misconception. It doesn't, that's the reason why people don't prepare for these situations and don't prep is because they're led to believe that it's only these crazy, zombie apocalypse situations that, doomsday situations that they need to be prepared for, which is not true. Everybody should be prepared for everybody should be prepared for losing their water supply for a few days or more. Everybody should have some food so that they can go at least a week or longer, just in case supplies dry up or whatever. Even if they run out of money, even if they lose their job or they get sick, anything like that. So to me, yeah, maybe you can't label shit hits the fan just because someone gets hit by a storm and their power goes out for a couple of days. But definitely prepping should include those situations, natural disasters and stuff like that, because many people don't prepare for those things at all.
Oh, Jay, all right, all right, so I think we're getting confused here because the first question was the phrase, when the shit hits the fan. What does that mean? And then what does prepping mean? All right, so when the shit hits the fan is a more extreme scenario, right? Prepping can be for both. It can be for regularly occurring natural disasters, right? Things that we can predict, things that we know are going to happen, things that are common. And prepping also is useful for things that we are unlikely to expect. Does that make sense? So
yeah, and that's why I got the short term and unpredictable shit hits the fan situations, which that doesn't mean that you can predict that it's going to happen, but you can't really predict the time or if but it's easy to be prepared for a short term situation. But some of that can be predictable. So I think you should be prepared for both, for sure.
No, yeah, of course we should be prepared for both, but we need to define what it means when the shit hits the fan. When a hurricane hits here in Florida, nobody considers that an apocalyptic scenario.
But
we all know.
I know, but okay. But that's not my definition for it. So you're giving your definition. My definition is when the hurricanes hit here, that was when the shit hits the fan. There was not power. Nobody had power. Nobody had stoplights. The National Guards were in the streets directing traffic. Um, there was martial law. We had curfews. We did have food and water shortages. The power was out for days, sometimes weeks in places. People's houses were destroyed. So, I think what I was trying to say is that that whole idea that when the shit hits the fan is like a zombie apocalypse and some crazy shit that nobody, people think, Hollywood depicts stuff like this, and people just think, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. So they don't prepare. So that's what they think. That's when the shit hits the fan, and that's what prepping is for. And I'm saying that that's a misconception. There's varying levels of degrees. I mean, so to me, when the shit hits the fan, you can have it's whatever changes your life and makes it hard to for you to cover your needs, your immediate needs, or your long-term needs even. So that's what it means to me.
All right, so define what prepping is by itself. What does prepping mean? Just short.
Yeah, prepping to me means preparing for a situation. And in this specific case, it means preparing for some kind of major unexpected change that from your normal life. So that's basically what I would say prepping is. Just preparing for some kind of emergency that would change your life. Could be for a few days or could be for long term. But we can discuss both of those areas.
All right, so go ahead and ask me.
Okay. So Eros, what do the phrases "when the shit hits the fan" and "prepping" mean to you?
All right, so I think you have to take them independently. I believe you have to look at prepping by itself first. Uh, it could be as simple as carrying a flashlight in your car when you get a flat tire. You're prepared. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. You have food. You have flashlights in your house. You have a plan. But I think that the definition of the word prepping or being prepared is starting to take a new meaning where we get the word preppers, people who have the desire to prepare for scenarios. And I think the word was coined intentionally to marginalize groups of people who have what some would call extreme views on possible scenarios. Does that make sense?
Yeah, actually, I agree with that. I think that the whole word, prepping, has been kind of co-opted by, who knows, the mainstream media and the Discovery Channel, or whoever made that Doomsday Preppers show, to paint these people as extremists, as crazy, as over the top people, where in reality, prepping just means being prepared for when shit goes down. When the shit hits the fan, be prepared. Everybody should prep, but they're kind of making it like, oh, preppers, they're crazy. There's a different kind of person. So, yeah, I don't like the word preppers, but I'm using it here because I don't know what other word to use for that.
No, I think that we shouldn't use the word at all. I think it has no meaning because anybody who's prepared for any situation can be considered a prepper. So, for example, somebody preparing for a job interview, right? They're preparing. They're preparing to accomplish a task in a given situation, right? The difference is that one is known, one is unknown. Uh, I think that's where the difference is. Some people prepare for things they know are likely to happen or know they're about to happen, right? And when people start to prepare for things that are, for the most part, unlikely to happen, those people start to get marginalized. They start to get put in a corner and viewed as, well, for lack of a better word, nut jobs, right? Uh, and that's where the problem with language comes in, man. That's why I say I don't like the word prepper, man. I think that
Well,
people,
what's your word? You got a word for it?
to replace preppers? I'd rather not have a word. I'd rather just have a definition of what it is to why it's important to prep or be prepared for something as simple as changing a tire when it blows, right? And something as unlikely as a outbreak of a disease, a pandemic. I don't see the difference. I think it's equally important to prepare for uh, something that's likely and something that's unlikely. And it's a matter of how you prepare. You're going to prepare for something that's likely a little bit better. You're going to be a little bit more active in something. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't prepare at all for a pandemic, economic collapse, uh, war. I think it's important to consider all the possibilities. But the problem is that people who try to prepare are being put into a corner. Uh, let's pause here for a minute. I'm trying to. Can we pause here for a minute? Now you froze up on me again, man.